Hi everybody, my name is Brian Gallagher. I'm presenting now for the IICE in Hawaii 2008, presentation number 38868. My name is Brian Gallagher. I'm a special lecturer at Meiji University in Nagoya, Japan. So today I'm going to talk about Cosmetic and Disruptive Technologies Management in Education. So, assistive technology, what is it in a broad sense? Well, it's basically any device or piece of equipment that helps anybody, either able-bodied or with disability, work around challenges so that they can learn, communicate, or simply function better. So in my previous work in technology categorization, I redefined cosmetic and disruptive technology, which I'll introduce a little bit later on. But today I want to talk about understanding new technology impacts on students and how those new technology implementations give us the grounding to better understand the value of implementing new technologies into learning experiences and the first step towards finding the right tools for those end users. Well, UNICEF have given us lots of great data, especially from last year, 2017. What are the most common and important assistive technologies globally? Well, they are for people with learning and cognitive impairments or vision impairments, hearing impairments, mobility, dexterity issues, and of course communication skills. Of course, that means videos, photographs, objects, hardware, communication, books, modern technology. So there are many kinds of technology that help students. So these tools can help them work around their challenges while playing to their strengths. It can help them become more successful, more productive students, and at the same time, their confidence and independence can grow. Autonomous students. Now, what it really is an assistive technology? Well, an assistive technology is when we can't make changes, we can't accommodate to our environment, we can't make changes on our own. So when things don't work, we must make accommodations. But assistive technology can be an effective accommodation. Technology, though, can be ineffective, but aesthetically pleasing or novel, and hence purely cosmetic in value. And so in my previous paper, I defined that as cosmetic technology. Now, at the polar end of assistive technology, instead of technology helping us in any way, we can of course have disruptive technology. So these are technologies which require extra accommodation to circumvent the intrusiveness and to offset the disruption it causes to the end user. So in some cases, technology can simply fail. It can simply fail the end user. It can simply fail the student learning experience. It can fail the teacher, and it makes the teacher appear negligent, incompetent. And if a manual workaround cannot be quickly implemented, then the student will be left hanging and the student's time will be wasted. Loss of motivation, loss of learning. Now, in 2002, Sharples explained that learners can command an increasing range of mobile technologies that have the potential to support learning anytime, anywhere, but also to disrupt the carefully managed environment of the classroom. So, Sharples asked the students, and the students said, well, they want to learn at a comfortable speed. They want to interact with their classmates. They're used to having technology at their fingertips, and they feel empowered, and they already have the tech in their pockets. So if that's the case, we have no problem. The students are already familiar with the technology. But what happens when we want to try and implement any new technology? Well, we could look at Gartner's 5-step hype cycle. We could see that anytime we have a new technology, that when that technology is triggered, there's a sudden peak of inflated expectations. But after that initial value, there's the sudden trough of disillusionment before we recover as we get used to it and the technology matures. We have the slope of enlightenment before reaching the plateau of productivity. Now, this roller coaster disruption can be too much for students, but for marketers, the term disruption can take many shapes and forms. Disruption is the new digital ecosystem being forged by consumer technology and innovation. As well as this, disruption also changes customer expectations brought on by technology. Well, this is all very good for marketers because they're experts in using technology, but mostly for students. They are naive, they are inexperienced, and they are dependent on the teacher to give them good advice. So as I said before, the two different meanings of disruptive technology. Christensen describes it as any technology that disrupts norms and behaviour. My definition was purely pedagogical, in that technology that disrupts learning is disruptive technology. What do you mean by norms? Well, disruptive technologies can be like social disobedience, like protest, in that they can bring about positive change. But there is little evidence of significant impact on teaching practice or implementations. In a 2008 study by Connell, Delat, Dillon and Darby, they suggest that, quite rightly, that students are already immersed in a rich technology-enhanced learning environment, and that they select and appropriate technologies to their own personal learning needs. This is also known as a personal learning network. So it could be from YouTube videos, it could be from Facebook, it could be from news sources, it could be from anywhere. But these personal learning networks, they are not created by teachers, rather they are created by each individual with no forward planning, and they develop naturally, some people say organically, but really they are random. So, are we ready for disruptive innovation in education? No. But we do want the technologies to be simple and fast. We want teachers to have confidence and love of the tech. We want to have people defining clear learning objectives using the technology. We want them to be able to interact with it, for students to interact with them. We want to have detailed recording of what's going on. The students must be the main actors. We have to create interaction and activities with students. And of course, we need to understand the user experience. We need to dog food everything that we do. And by dog fooding, I mean every test that you give a student, you need to sit and do that test. You need to feel what the student feels. You need to know what the student knows. You have to experience it like you're eating your dog's own food. So what tools? Well, the tools will change. This year there's this tool, next year there's the next new tool. So if we look purely at the tools, we think, which tools do you think will be effective in addressing the student-specific needs? It could be high-tech, it could be low-tech, it could be the next new tech. What strengths do the students have that can help them use this tool? Do you see a need for tools to be used in different settings? Do they need a different thing at home that they have from school or in their social environment? How easy is the tool to learn and to use? How reliable is it? What kind of technical support or replacement policy can you or the manufacturer provide? If the student's using their own technology, then fine, but we're talking about introducing new technologies so the students won't have them already. This is something that we need to support professionally. What does that mean? This is a major project of quality assurance. We need to test out everything before we give it to the students so that they can trust in us, knowing that everything will work properly and it will work professionally. So financially, there might be, if you're talking to people in your institution when you want to try and implement some new technology, of course you need finances to do that, and their questions will be, which tools do we think will be manageable? Which specific needs can we support? What training do the students need to help them use this tool? Do we see a need for tools to be used in our specific context? In the classroom, library, on and off campus, social settings, whatever. How easy is this tool to learn and to implement? how reliable is it, and what kind of tech support can we give? Well, all of these questions are quite difficult, and they are all specifically different for each context. So by my development of the decision matrix is based purely on pedagogical needs. So the 8x5 technology decision matrix can best guide instructors in implementing the right technology for them, and to also guide institutions with their procurement decision by explaining the negative effects of cosmetic technology and disruptive technology on teaching and learning. So that means we're not going to be wasting money on, hey, everybody, let's get the new iPad because everybody's getting iPads, and let's get iPads because it looks good on advertising. We need to know that is a pedagogically sound reason for implementing and buying any technology. So this guided decision should allow educators and administrators to avoid any wasteful spending of either their time and their money on poorly suited technology to specific learning contexts. Fundamentally, we need to consider the user experience. Considering the user experience and potential new technologies, this matrix manages to encompass all possible future implementations, reaching beyond even current groundbreakers like AR, VR, and mixed realities. So, in communication, what are the most common and important assistive technologies? Well, normally we have things like paper textbooks, we have software applications, we have interactive whiteboards. So they can have a disruptive nature if they're not well selected or they're not well managed. So for example, paper textbooks, well, they need to be well formatted books with appropriate font sizes and space for students to write, so the students know that the answer they're giving should fit into the correct place. We need to have well-selected non-linguistic representations, picture prompts. Textbooks are full of picture points, usually at the start of the lesson, but are they appropriate? Communication books must promote extensive communication. So if it's called a communication book, it has to promote communication, not just ask short, closed questions. Software applications, well-chosen software and hardware that is user-friendly. There should not be students purely learning to use that one technology. They should be learning through the technology. And interactive whiteboards, well, of course, well-planned use of whiteboards, projectors. We need to use whiteboards when they are useful, not just trying to rely on them all the time because it's the latest technology. So we should think, assistive technologies, they can't make up for ineffective teaching. They cannot make learning and attention issues go away. They can't cure or replace good teaching. But they can assist students in new learning. They can be used in addition to well-designed instruction. They can help each student to be more confident and autonomous by working more quickly and more accurately. That means that there are positive gains in each technology that we use. So what are the fundamentals? Well, my matrix has it down to 8 simple fundamentals. Number 1, implementation will address a specific issue in carrying out the teaching. Number 2, the technology will speed the process of understanding. 3, the technology will facilitate the understanding. 4, students will learn information communication technology skills during the process. 5, the skills necessary will be transferable skills that they can use in other situations. Number 6, the technology will generate multiple opportunities in the future. So there will be value for money. There will be value for students investing their time in the learning. Number 7, we need to consider the level of teacher preparedness and how much student support we can offer. And of course, excuse me, how we're going to roll it out and what will the coverage be for the students. Please have a look at the rubric. Please have a look at the matrix. I'd really like to know what you think about it. If you're implementing any new technology, please try it out and drop me a line, even if it's just to give me a quick breakdown of your score. Of course, for all my research, please contact me at briangallagher@briangallagher@gmail.com. And if you want to contact me through my university, it's briang@majo-u.ac.jp. I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference, and thanks for listening. Bye-bye.